yeah. Kingdom citizen of Wisconsin. Kingdom citizen, kingdom citizen, yeah, yeah. Kingdom citizen. Blessings, blessings, and blessings, everyone. This is Dr. David King. And tonight is Think About It Tuesday. And we are going to be sharing some things tonight. We did part one earlier tonight, today, and we're going to work on part two tonight. Just give me a second to share with a couple of people, and I ask you to do the same thing and share tonight, because I think we need to really address and touch certain things tonight that needs to be touched on Think About It Tuesday. So while we're doing that, let me run through some of our announcements as we do it. Amen. The book, Why is it important to stay in the middle from a kingdom perspective? Amen. We're going to, this book is in 15, going on 16 states now, and we are excited about it, and we're asking you guys that you would consider purchasing, amen, a copy of the book, and you can get it by calling 414-676-0842. That's 414-676-0842. And then we are still taking volunteers. We're going to start training real soon, volunteers to work at the Milwaukee Brewers game for Kingdom Ecclesia Academy, a school that is taking off the ground. So if you would like to volunteer at the Brewer game to help raise money for the school, the number is 414-676-0842. That's 414-676-0842, or 414-899-2688. That's 414-899-2688. And if you're having a little difficulty co-parenting, Kingdom Ecclesia would like to help you in your co-parenting, talking to both parents, ministering to both parents for the sake of the child, that the child can have both parents in their lives. In that way, it can be a solid foundation for the child. So if you would like some help co-parenting or go through counseling to co-parent, then we would like for you to call 414-585-9511. That's 414-585-9511. And very soon it is being worked on. Why it's important to stay in the middle from a kingdom perspective in Spanish. We will have it in the Spanish version for the Latinos, and we are excited about it. It is being proofread right now, and then it'll be off to the printer. So if you want to order some for your family, if you want to order some for your church, you can call 414-676-0842. And then introduction of the Kingdom Summit. Come and learn about kingdom living. Come and learn about your God-given purpose. Come and learn about the Kingdom Constitution and what it actually says. Amen. If you want to know more about the kingdom of God, if you know it's more to God than what you've been getting, then we invite you on the Zoom call. It is going to be live. We're going to have people across the nation in this teaching, and we have 100 spots. So if you want a spot, you need to call 414-676-0842, 414-676-0842 to get you a spot for the 3-day summit. It's going to be live on Zoom. Amen. And you will be able to ask questions. take notes, and be fed and be built up so you can take your rightful place in the kingdom of God. And we are excited about that teaching as well. So we invite you guys to come on out. So those are all the announcements we wanted to uh, bless you, Liz. God bless. And everybody else that are um, on tonight. We ask that you share because we're going to finish up um, what we started today because, again, I was disturbed by the things that I saw, the things that I heard, the emails that's going around. Um, I I look at this thing for what it really is, and the thing about it is that we're fighting each other. We those of us that are saying that um, we want our constitutional rights protected. We're fighting with each other. We're attacking each other. We're damaging the character of people. And that is sad and that is terrible for what's going on. And I have seen some things that disturb me. And you guys know I don't bite my tongue. I just say how I feel and I just tell you guys exactly, what it is. And so I saw email, and the email, excuse me, the email itself uh, was was dogging people out and just messing people up and getting people to do things that is not of God, um, but we say is God, and so we're going to address these things tonight, and then there's some other things that I also want to address that I saw and that really disturbed me. Um, is all the money that MPS got during the pandemic, and I don't want to misquote the amount, but it was about five. Let me go there real quick. MPS ended up with, where is it? Give me 1 second while I pull it up. Okay, MPS, the district received $506 million. $506 million to help with the academic of the students that are in MPS. $506 million, and it is not being told what it was used for. It is unclear why they have not posted what the money was used for. Um, it was supposed to be used for um, the academics of the children in MPS. So when you look at what took place in MPS, they hollering they ain't got no money. They're talking about they're broke, and they have not reported in 2 years what they've done with $506 million. And so we have a problem with MPS, and this is why this spring election is really, really important, because we need to get rid of those folks who have gotten the money uh, from the COVID, and they did not do what they were supposed to do. You don't even know where the money went. And so this is and the deadline to use those funds is September 2024 is the deadline to use those funds, those $506 million. And we don't know what they're doing with it. You gotta the children, 10% can read at their grade level, 14% can do math at their grade level. So, that's kind of scary. You got all that money and nothing happened for our children. So I wanted to put that out there real quick, and I'm gonna come back to that, and I'm gonna invite some candidates that is running for school board on so we can get some answers to those questions. But I need to address something that is going on that is disturbing to me, and that is we have a Supreme Court race. We have a Supreme Court race in the state of Wisconsin that is happening this spring. And the sad part about the Supreme Court race is that you got patriots, conservatives, conservative Christians, whatever you want to call yourself, really going at each other. And they're going at each other hard. And they're tearing one another down. I received the email how they're attacking one of the candidates. And in the process of attacking that one candidate, now I am not going to tell you which candidate I'm going to support in this race, but what I'm upset with both sides. I'm upset with both sides. I'm not upset with the candidates themselves, but I am upset with both sides. The people that are how should I say, claiming to support one or the other candidates and how they're portraying and carrying themselves. And you know what? And I'm in agreement with this person right here that said that they are not true patriots or they're not patriots because of the thing that I'm seeing, and I see how they trying to use scriptures to justify some of their stuff. They calling people wolves in sheep clothing. They're saying that we have 3 liberals in a race and there's just one real candidate that's in this race. And then I heard the one candidate on the conservative side. This is not, see, let me explain something that you guys got to understand. The Bible make it clear. Let me read a couple of scriptures to you guys coming out of Deuteronomy, the 19th chapter. In Deuteronomy, the 19th chapter, and I'm going to start with verse 15. I'm going to start with verse 15. And I'm going to use the Amplified version so we can make this thing as clear as possible. And y'all continue to share because we really got to address this. We really got to deal with this. But listen to what this says in the 15th verse. One witness shall not prevail against a man for any crime or any wrong in connection with any sin he commits. Only on the testimony of 2 or 3 witnesses shall a charge be established. Watch this. If a false witness arise up against any man to accuse him of wrongdoing, then both parties of the controversy shall stand before the Lord, before the priest and the judge who are in office in those days. The judge shall inquire diligently And if the witness is a false witness and has accused his brother falsely, then you shall do to him as he has intended to do to his brother. So you shall put away the evil from among you. Now, we have in all of these people claiming one candidate is worse than the other candidate, and another one saying one candidate is worse than the other candidate, and they're accusing each candidate of something. But where is your evidence? See, in order not to be a false witness, you have to have the evidence to prove that this person said this or this person said that. You have to have the evidence to prove that if you're going against another candidate and you're going to accuse them of something, then you have to prove it. You have to prove it. I watched and I read the email, and somebody said that one of the candidates is because she allowed the gentleman that did the Brooks that did the parade in Waukesha. They saying that Judge Darrow let him out. Where's your evidence that she had his case that let him out? And the sad part about it is people are running around going on with what people are saying instead of what they really are doing. And then we have some that says Justice Kelly said that he's not going to endorse her if she wins the primary. Where is your evidence on that? And I'm like, We're tearing down conservative, constitutional people, but we're only doing it because we like somebody and don't like somebody else. But we're not paying attention to see if the person that we're tearing down, if what's being said about them is really true. Now, we look at it, and I had both candidates on my show. I heard Judge Darrow says that she would support Justice Kelly if he came out of the primary, and she didn't. And then we have people say Justice Kelly wouldn't say the same thing. Well, I tell you what, there's a video that I saw today that I heard myself, and it's a video that is out there, and if anybody want it, you can contact me and I'll give it to you. But there's a video out there that I heard out of his own mouth, Justice Kelly say that he will not endorse any candidate that comes out of the primary, any candidate that comes out the primary, and he does not. And his reason was he doesn't feel that any of those candidates that's coming out are qualified or good enough to have his endorsement. He used the scenario, you have two conservatives in a different race, one comes out, the other one endorses him. He said that's not the same as it is in this race, and he said it out of his own mouth. I can show the video because I'm not going to bear witness on anybody false witness. I got the video. I saw it comes out of his own mouth. I really want to talk to him. I consider him a friend, and I want him to explain to me why. But I'm not here to talk about the two candidates. I'm here to talk about the people that's supporting the two candidates. I don't hear any of you guys talk about the two liberal candidates that's running for Supreme Court judge. Matter of fact, some people don't even know the name of the two other candidates that's running for Supreme Court judge. So let me ask this question. Who are the two candidates besides Justice Kelly and besides Jennifer Darrow? And this person right here is not allowed to answer that question because I know that person knows. So who is the candidate? Who's the two candidates that's running against those two conservatives? Good job, Lindsay. So let me ask this question to the patriots out there, the patriot groups. How come y'all not talking about Janet or Everest? How come y'all not attacking them? Are you guys afraid that they'll come protest in front of your house? Are you afraid of the liberals that you would beat up on the conservatives? Are you guys afraid to talk about their wrongdoing and what they stand for? Are you guys afraid that what they might do to you guys? Are you afraid of the liberals that much that you just beat up on the conservatives? I don't see no patriot group talking about the Everest. I see no patriot group talking about Everett Mitchell or Janet. I ain't gonna chop her name up. Or Janet. How long they been on the bench? What have they done while they was on the bench? Have they went against the Constitution? I don't hear no patriot group. You wasting all of that energy attacking one another to get rid of the other conservative justice candidate, but you don't do the same thing to the liberal candidates. Why? Why you guys, are you that afraid of the liberals? Are you guys are keyboard ninjas only attacking conservatives? Why are you not spending that energy attacking the liberals who we know is going to try to legalize abortion, who we know is going to redo the education system, who we know is going to try to say it is constitutional to try to force things on people? Those people we know is going to go against the Constitution. Those people we know is going to rule based on the policies of the liberal agenda. We know that, but why you guys ain't talking about them? Why you guys ain't talking about you're willing to assassinate someone that is willing to stand up for the Constitution, but you will not stand up and fight. I'm gonna put that up in a second. But you will not stand up and go after those and telling people not to vote for them. But I guarantee you, those two are telling people every day not to vote for those conservatives candidate that's going to stand on the Constitution. Those two think the Constitution is outdated. Those two don't even respect the Constitution, but yet you guys won't say nothing to them but you rather fight each other just so that would happen. So let me tell you what's going to happen. We're going to get a repeat of the governor's race. That is what we're going to get. We're going to get a repeat of the governor's race. We already got candidates saying they're not going to support the other one if they lose. We already got patriots groups that is not going to support the other one if their candidate lose. We had people when Justice Kelly, before the race officially started, we had people that's going against Justice Kelly right now that was praising Justice Kelly during the 2022 statewide election because Justice Kelly showed up to everything. Justice Kelly spoke at events. People was loving on Justice Kelly, and the same people that was loving on Justice Kelly, the same people that was in events with Justice Kelly are now some of the same people that are attacking Justice Kelly. The same people that was praising Judge Darrow for the Waukesha parade case, the same people that was talking about how great she is for the job she did with the Brooks case are the same people now that is attacking her and trying to destroy her. And the same thing for those who was praising Justice Kelly and now attacking and trying to destroy Justice Kelly. But you guys will not go over there and mess with them liberal Democrats. You will not go over there and say anything because you're afraid they're going to find out where you live. And you've been bragging and boasting and bragging about your Second Amendment right. And now look at you. You won't even touch it. You won't even say anything. And now we're going to end up with the same thing. The same thing. We're going to end up with the same thing. We're going to end up allowing a liberal Supreme Court justice, and now everything is going to be going around. And then now y'all going to want to throw rallies. Rallies for what? What are you going to rally for? When you had an opportunity to intercept this, when you had an opportunity to stop this, when you had an opportunity to make things right, you didn't. Many of them. You had people that was, let me show you how sad this is. You had people that wanted to recall Tony Evers. Y'all remember that? You had a group of folks, they wanted to recall. They did the recall on Evers. You had them same groups that was doing rallies and protests, and well, we call them rallies, we don't call them protests, but we had rallies and we had Unmask Our Children rallies, Fighting CRT rallies, No More Mandates rallies, Not Taking the Carrot rallies. I mean, we had all kind of Open Up Wisconsin rallies. We did all these rallies to go against Tony Evers. And because your candidate didn't win, you rather give Tony Evers 4 more years. 4 more years, you rather give Tony Evers 4 more years, 4 more, than have a conservative governor because he wasn't the one you wanted to be in office. And you think you've done something? You think you've done something for your children? You think you've done something for your freedom? Really? We didn't. We did not. We dug a deeper hole. That's what we did. We dug a deeper hole because of the simple fact that nobody wanted to stand up for what's right. What we wanted to do was we wanted to just be out here representing our own little islands, our own little cliques, our own little everything. We even had candidates that ran for governor that would not support the winner. We had candidates that ran for lieutenant governor that didn't support the winner. We had this going on that they rather vote and write in. We had a a governor candidate who lost the primary and filled out paperwork to be a write-in candidate on the conservative side. And y'all say we are patriots. Y'all say we are constitutional Christians. We are constitutional patriots. We say we are conservative Christians. Christians, no. We were selfish individuals who didn't get their way, and they took their basketball and they went home. That's all that was. We could not come together and play together in a sandbox. So what did we do? We took our stuff and went home. Don't care if we give the liberals 4 more years. But did the liberals do that? No. What did they do? They got behind one another. You saw a millionaire get out of the race and endorse a black man. You saw the the state treasurer get out that race and supported a black man. You saw them come together, and it's not about color. They just wanted to show you unity. And they, even though they probably didn't agree on everything, they probably don't even like one another. But the goal was bigger than them liking one another. But the goal is not big enough for us, because we are people that love to just sit around and talk a good game. Well, see, here's the thing about it. They don't want to. They don't want to fight for our kids. They use it. But I'm going to be honest. I believe a lot of them got paid. And I believe they got paid to sabotage. I believe if you listen to how they're talking, they're not talking unity. They're not talking like patriots. They're not concerned about this. The Constitution. They're not concerned about the Constitution. Because one part of the Constitution, in the First Amendment, it teaches us you're not even allowed to tear down another person. So we're not concerned about this. We say we are. We don't even ride. We don't ride on this. And then as patriots, we say faith, family first. And we definitely not riding on this. This right here, what we are experiencing right now, none of that is in here. None of that is in here. We're supposed to have one mind. We're supposed to come together. We're supposed to be in a place where God can get glory out of our actions. The liberals ain't got to fight us. And you know why they don't got to fight us? Because we're doing a great job fighting ourselves. We're doing a great job destroying one another. We're doing a great job hindering our own progress. They ain't got to fight us. We're doing it to ourselves. And homeschool moms, if you don't have somebody protecting your rights and you allow a liberal to get there, then I want to see what you're going to do. Because I saw the letter from the homeschool mom that was part of the Rock River Patriots. I saw that. And you calling people wolf in sheep clothing. You trying to use the Bible to make somebody look good. But did you ever read Matthew chapter 7, verse 1? It says, judge not that you may not be judged. But that word judge means do not condemn. Because the same way you just condemn somebody, it's coming back to you. Galatians chapter 6, verse 7 says, do not be deceived, for God is not marked. Whatever a man soweth, so shall he reap. So you guys thinking you're going to get away with this, it's going to come back to you. It's going to come back on you. And the sad part about it is you guys be using God's name. God ain't got nothing to do with this, and he's going to address it, and he's going to deal with it, and he's going to come back, and he's going to deal with you. And it tells you watch this. I believe that sometimes we need to check ourselves. It says, either make the tree good and its fruit good, or else make the tree corrupt and its fruit corrupt. For the tree is known by the fruit it bears. Now this is Matthew chapter 12, verse 33. Then he said, O generation of vipers, how can you, being evil, speak good things? For out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaketh. I think some of us, we need to check our hearts, because the stuff you doing, that's what's inside of you. You can't tell me you representing God and all this evil stuff that I see being done, claiming to be of God. And then it says, a good man out of the good treasure of his heart bringeth forth good things, and an evil man out of the evil treasure bringeth forth evil things. But I say unto you that every idle word that man shall speak, they shall give an account thereof in the day of judgment. So every word that you open in your mouth and saying, and then you put God with it, you got to pay for that. You got to pay for the things that you guys are doing. You trying to say you belong to God, and you lying on people and trying to destroy people. Let me tell you something. And we got to all understand this. It is our job to raise our children, to teach them to fear the Lord. And that word fear means not to be afraid, but to reverence God. But when our children get grown, we are not allowed to be punished for what our grown child decide to do. They are grown. And whatever, and again, I'm in the middle. I'm not telling you guys who I'm voting for, but what right is right, wrong is wrong. Whatever Judge Jennifer's son done has nothing to do with her. He's a grown man. Whatever your grown kids do, it doesn't have anything to do with you. Everybody has a free will. Everybody has the right to make a decision for their own life. And you guys try to use stuff that is stinging a family, hurting a family, to try to tear them down. That's not of God. And don't give me it's politics. No, it's you as an individual. You need to check your heart. It is you, because you don't have to be that way. You're supposed to be with God. You say you're with God. You in church on Sunday, and then you doing stuff like this. It's wrong. We'll never get anywhere if we keep doing things like this. We'll never get anywhere if we keep fighting among ourselves. We'll never get anywhere if we always doing it the way they always do it. Like who time it is. I watch people praise Justice Kelly all 2022. He spoke at Wisconsin revival rallies. He spoke for Republican dinners. He went everywhere. He was all over the state, and he supported people. Even when he wasn't speaking, he supported people, and people was giving him praise. Now them same ones out of their mouth was praising. Now the viper, the tongue, they're trying to kill his reputation. Same people that was supporting Judge Darrow when she was doing the Waukesha Parade case, same ones that was giving her praise, same one that was thanking God that she was on that case, same ones that was all excited about her in that case are the same ones that speaking now poison against her. Same ones. Same people. And I know who y'all are. I saw y'all post. I saw y'all post when that trial was going on. I saw y'all post when Justice Kelly was traveling around the state, and you done took a knife and stabbed them both in the back. And then you want to say it's God. Really? No. That is not the characteristic of God. That is the characteristic of the devil. The Bible said he comes to steal, kill, and destroy. And y'all killing and destroying two people that's trying to stand up for your Constitution. You out trying to kill them and destroy them, but you won't expose what the other two is doing. You spending all your energy fighting each other over two that's trying to stand up for your Constitution, and the two that's trying to go against the Constitution, you ain't got nothing to say. That's sad. That is terrible. And then some of you go digging up their stuff, and then people say, why don't you run for office? No, I'm not going to run for office because they might find this on me, or they going to look into my life. But you will look at somebody else's life and try to destroy them. And another thing I'm seeing, everybody that hates Robin Voss are trying to attach somebody to Robin Voss because y'all pushing hatred. And you tag somebody you don't like to be with Robin Voss, so that way everybody else that hates Robin Voss will now turn against this person, and this person is not even with Robin Voss. But let me tell y'all what this is like. When we was in school, high school, middle school, and some of us, except for you that went to homeschool, you was at a school, you had a friend who didn't like somebody, and all of a sudden you didn't like him either, but because of your friend didn't like him, and you don't even know why you didn't like him, and then all of a sudden you got to know them, and now you was trying to figure out, why wasn't I liking you in the first place? Simply because you only followed somebody else because that person didn't like him. When are you going to be your own? Why you got to wait on a patriot group to tell you who to vote for? Why don't you do your homework yourself? Why don't you look into both of them yourself? Why don't you go and do research on both yourself? Why don't you go vet both of them yourself? Stop letting people tell you what to do. Now, you cry about the Democrats and their indoctrination, but you won't cry about how the other side are indoctrinating you too, because they indoctrinating you. If they got to tell you who to vote for, they indoctrinating you. If they got to tell you what to believe in, they got to tell you who to like, they're indoctrinating you too. When are you going to become the critical thinker and do your homework? When are you going to become the one that is going to seek out for yourself? For yourself. Why are we waiting on somebody else to tell us who to vote for? Do your homework. Find out who is the closest to my values, who believe in what I believe in, who believe in that they're going to protect my freedom, who is going to be there for me. In Milwaukee, we have school board races. We have automatic district race. We have municipal judge race. We have Supreme Court judge race. And which one of them really going to stand up for the Constitution? Because they're going to swear that they're going to defend, protect, and defend the Constitution at all costs. But if they never read it, then how's they going to defend it? But we didn't take time to find out if they read it. You know why? Because a lot of people in patriot groups have not read or studied the Constitution themselves. Now, when we talk about you got so many conservative groups out here right now that you don't even know which one. You ask somebody, what are you? I'm a conservative. Which conservative? You got gay and lesbian conservatives. You got physical conservative. You got Christians conservative. You got God, what's the other group name? They call themselves conservative. I even met some libertarian conservatives. So Green Party conservatives. So people tell you all of this conservative stuff, but what part of conservatism are they a part of? Because there are gay and lesbian conservatives. So which conservative group are you a part of? Because there's so many. Well, the email should never go out in the first place. And the sad part about it, they sending out emails hoping nobody share it with nobody else. But if you can't make a decision on your own, then fine. Ask somebody. But don't say you're your own person, because you're not standing up for yourself to do the homework to find out who is qualified to protect my rights, my God-given rights. Who qualified? And who can I trust? Now, here's the problem that I have with some people, and I notice a lot, some of y'all ain't gonna agree with me, but I looked up where everybody was upset with Justice Hagedorn. And I looked it up, and he didn't vote the way some conservatives or Republicans wanted him to vote, but he also didn't vote the way liberals and Democrats wanted him to vote. He voted according to the law and the Constitution. And sometimes with Supreme Court justice vote according to the law and the Constitution, it will not favor your agenda. And that's what we need. We need constitutional justice that is not going to vote on what I'm feeling, but what the Constitution says itself. That's what we need right now. That's what we need. I don't need nobody going to go and just vote because I want them to vote that way if that way is not right according to the Constitution. We hollering the Constitution. We're standing up talking about these documents that gives us our God-given freedom, and we talk about them, but we don't want people to vote according to this. We want them to vote the way we feel. We don't want them to vote according to the Constitution. We want them to vote our agenda. I don't want you to vote in my agenda. I want you to vote what's right according to the Constitution. That's what I need. That is what I need. I need somebody that is going to do this. I don't need nobody that's going to sway my way because of their feelings. I need you to do it what's right. Not my feelings, but what's right. And that's what we need. This is what we need. We need somebody that is not going to always side with us, because if we be honest with ourselves, everything that we standing for is not lining up with the Constitution. Everything we stand for is not lining up with the Constitution. It's lining up with what we believe or what we say. It's not lining up with the Constitution. I heard people run around talking about the Constitution, talking about what they're going to do or what they can't do. I heard a candidate that was running for governor going to say if the federal government, if the president tell us to do certain things, I don't know if I can do it. I have to go and get some lawyers to figure it out. No, you don't. You look at the Constitution according to the 10th Amendment, you don't have to go along with it. All I got to do is line myself up with this. I promise to protect and defend this. That's what we want them there for. To serve, to swear that you're going to defend the Constitution, my God-given rights. That is what we want them there for. Not my feelings, not sway to the right. I want them to sway right in the middle and stay with the Constitution. That's what I want. My children will be protected according to the Constitution. That's why every Saturday we're teaching Constitution. We're teaching Wisconsin Constitution and we're teaching the federal Constitution so people will know. People need to understand this is not a democracy. This is a Constitution republic. We need to know that in our Constitution, we made a covenant with the people. So that means we made a covenant with ourselves, and those we elect, we're hoping them, we're holding them accountable to keep the covenant. That's what we're asking them to do. Keep the covenant. The covenant is what we the people. The covenant is between ourselves, and we need them to make sure that the covenant stay intact. That's what we need. That is exactly what we need. And so we have to come together and understand, say, is it lining up? Is it? And if it's not lining up, we need to fix it. That's the only way it's going to happen. We need to fix it. And that's what we got to do. Who is going to protect my God-given rights? And the two that's on the left that's running for Supreme Court is not going to protect it. So what we should be doing with all of that energy of fighting one another is use that energy to go grab libertarians, independents, conservative Democrats, moderates, whatever. We need to go get them so that way we can have in April 2 people that is going to stand for the Constitution. 2. Then we can choose which of the 2 is the best one. But we should not be fighting and trying to destroy both of them right now in the primary and giving a pass to the 2 liberals. I'm telling you guys, this has been, I don't get it. Maybe somebody can help me. I don't get it. I don't understand. Didn't we learn in November, or we didn't learn in November? I don't get it. But what I will say is this. You need to ask God to check your heart. You need to ask God, if there's anything in my heart that is going to separate me from you, remove it. Anything in my heart that's going to push me away from you, then I ask you to remove it. That's what you should be saying. That's what you should be saying. The Bible says, what profit a man to gain the whole world, but to lose his soul? Or what would a man give in exchange for his soul? Would you trade your soul for hatred, bitterness, unforgiveness? What are you trading your soul for? We have a lot of work to do in a very short time. We need to repent. We need to ask God to forgive us. We need to make sure that if we hindered or hurt someone, we make it right. We need to forgive those who did wrong to us, because God said if you don't forgive, then he can't forgive. We have to begin to unify. And for those that are really, really about the Constitution, really about your freedom, really about our children's future, then we need to come together. All this crap y'all doing right now, mm-mm, mm-mm. Did y'all know that? Did y'all know that during the Revolution War, they had 27 grievances against the king? 27. So that lets you know that they all wasn't in agreement for what they was fighting for, because it was 27 agreements. The common goal was to get rid of the king. But everybody was in that fight for a different reason. Everybody fought for a different reason. You had one to end slave. You had one to have a Bible society. You had one that wanted taxation without representation. So you had 27 grievances. 27. Everybody didn't agree on everything, but they had one goal. And that one goal was to get rid of the king. We only got one goal, and that is to keep this in place. That's the only goal. We ain't got to agree on nothing else, but we do agree that we want to keep our God-given freedom. Now, they're going to use all kinds of tactics. They're going to use the abortion thing. They're going to use same-sex marriage thing. They're going to use transgender thing. They're going to use a bunch of different tactics to get people out. But there are Democrats that love their Second Amendment. There are Democrats that love their First Amendment, their Fourth Amendment, their Fifth Amendment, their Sixth Amendment. There are people on the other side that love their constitutional rights. You need to find them. Use your energy to find them. It's a nonpartisan race, right? Use your influence in a positive way and not a negative way. Don't use your influence to destroy somebody supposed to be on the same side you on. But use it for what's right, and that's to defend the Constitution. Because we done gave up too much. And our children and grandchildren is going to suffer for our selfishness, for our ignorance, for our pride, for our haughtiness. Our children is going to pay for that. That's what's going to happen. And it's going to be our fault because we're too busy fighting one another. It's going to be our fault because we didn't have enough sense to swallow our pride to come together and make this happen. We don't know everything that's going to happen in the next 4 years, but we gambled our children's freedom by putting somebody back in office only because the conservative that was running, we didn't want. You did that. Everybody that didn't vote, everybody that went and wrote in somebody's name, You did that. And I hope you're proud of yourself that you're willing to give the liberals, the far left, 4 more years of making decisions for our lives instead of putting a conservative in there and holding him accountable. Because I know you're not going to talk to the liberals. I know you're not going to challenge the liberals. I know you ain't bold enough to stand up against the liberals because you're afraid they're going to protest your house. You're afraid they're going to do something to you. You don't go after the liberals. You don't say nothing to the liberals. You won't even deal with the 2 liberals judges that's running for Supreme Court. You won't say nothing. I don't see you digging in their lives and posting it on your page because you're afraid of the left. We talk bad to one another on the right, but you won't say that to the left. You won't attack the left. You didn't fight hard against Tony Evers like you fought hard against Michaels. Or like you fought hard against Rebecca. Like you fought hard against Kevin Nichols. Like you fought hard against Tim Ramthun or Adam Fisher. The ones that wasn't your candidate. You fought them hard. But you didn't fight the liberals that hard. Your energy level wasn't that high. You wasn't on a 10 like you was when you attacked Kevin Nichols. You wasn't on a 10 when you fought against Tim Michaels and said he didn't even live in Wisconsin. You guys did not fight the liberals like you fought each other. And then you wonder why nobody want to be a part of the party. Now you see why people don't want to be a part of your patriot groups anymore. Because you're not representing God. You're not doing what's supposed to be right. You don't stand for righteousness. That's why you got fights right now in the Republican Party for county chairs. It done got ugly. But you guys supposed to be the party of God. And that got ugly. Because everybody wants power. Everybody wants power. Everybody wants to be the head. Everybody wants to be in charge. Everybody feel like they're entitled. It's their turn. This is America. It's anybody's turn that's willing to get up and get in the fight. And whoever comes out of the primary, those are the people we're supposed to support. But that ain't what we do. That is not what we do. What do? We verbally kill each other. And then we send the candidate that won to go fight an army by himself. How can you look in the mirror at yourself knowing that you was part of that mess? How can you be in the mirror knowing that you was one of those that was praising Kelly and now you're speaking against him like he's a bad person? How can you be one that was praising Judge Darrow when you was praising her during the Waukesha case and now you stabbing her in the back? How can you look yourself in the mirror and say you belong to God? I just want to know how. How can y'all do that? How can you go to church on Sunday and call yourself raising holy hands knowing you just murdered somebody with your mouth? How? And the real enemy, you won't say nothing to. You won't say nothing against the real enemy. And the real enemy is the devil who's influencing other people. But when they coming after this, to attack this, who they swore to protect and defend, and you vote in a liberal who's saying this is outdated and they want to change it, but you rather kill each other and let the liberals have it. Let me read you something. Let me read you something. In Luke chapter 4, let me just read this to you guys. Since y'all trying to put God in everything, let me read this to you guys. Luke chapter 4. Y'all, this is Think About It Tuesday, and y'all know I say things to make you think. But in Luke chapter 4, verse 5 and 6, it says, and the devil taking Jesus up to a high mountain, showed unto him all the kingdoms of the world in a moment time. And the devil said unto him, all this power will I give thee, and the glory of them, for that is delivered unto me, and to whomever I will, I give it. What is the devil saying? The devil told Jesus that this here ain't even mine. It was delivered to me. People delivered this to me. The liberals is saying the same thing. We delivered the governor's house in November, and now we're about to deliver the Supreme Court to them. We delivering it to them. It is literally ours. When I say ours, I'm talking about we, the people. It is literally ours. And because of the fighting that we're doing, the destroying of one another that we're doing, we are delivering the Supreme Court to the liberal. The highest court out here, and we're giving it away. We're deliberately giving it away. We're deliberately giving it away. Do you hear what I'm saying? We're giving it away. We're fighting among ourselves, and we're telling them, y'all can have it. It's not important to us. And anything that is not important to you, you're not going to value it, and you're not going to fight for it. If it's not valuable to you, you're not gonna keep it. You're not gonna cherish it. You're gonna trample on it. You're gonna just throw it away. And that's what we're doing with our rights right now. We're about to have a repeat of November because we can't come together. And then we have the audacity to use God. That's a shame. That's a shame before God. How you look at your children and you tell your children, y'all need to share. You tell your children, y'all need to learn to play together. Y'all can't even play together in the same sandbox. So what you're telling your children is, do as I say, but not as I do. Because that's what you're saying. So we're sitting here, emails going out, telling people not to vote for. And I'm not telling you you can't support a candidate, but you ain't got to kill another one just to support your candidate. You don't have to kill another one. I'm running for mayor in the city of Milwaukee in the 2024 election, and I'm campaigning already, and I haven't said not one negative word about Cavalier Johnson. All I tell the people is, he's a leader, but I'm a true leader. And they say, what's the difference? A leader is somebody who wants power, but a true leader is somebody who would love to empower the people. That's the difference. I don't have to smear his name. I don't have to dig in his family history. I ain't got to do all of that. I'm a man of character. I'm a man of integrity. And I am a man of God, and I am righteous before the eyesight of God. Do I make mistakes? Yes, I do. I'm not going to tell you I'm without sin, because then I'll be lying and I just committed a sin. But I'm consistent in my character. I'm consistent in walking in integrity. I'm consistent, and I'm not for sale. So I'm consistent though. And we cannot keep killing each other thinking we finna win something and steady turn things over. Today is February 14th. Happy Valentine's Day to everybody. 7 days to try to patch this stuff up. 7 days to try to make amends with my brother, make amends with my sister. 7 days to make amends with my co-laborers, that we get this thing right. That at the end of the day, on February 22nd, that is Judge Jennifer Darrow versus Justice Dan Kelly for April the 4th. That is how it should go. It should not go any other way. Both of them should come out of the primary. Both of them should come out of the primary. And then we pick the one that we feel will bring us, that will protect our Constitution. But both should come out of the primary. Both of them. Not one, both. There's 4 running, the top 2. Both should come out the primary. Both. I watched in Manitowoc last year during the election. And they had a sign that says, vote for the 2 Tonys and a Mac. 2 Tonys and a Mac. And guess what happened? All of them went. All of them won. Every last one of them. They won because they came together. They didn't fight one another. They came together. And then another one won right along with them, Brother Ryan. They all came together. I watched them come together. They spoke at the same place. They campaigned. They did it all together. And if we was really serious about protecting our Constitution and our God-given right, we would have been campaigning saying, push both of them over the primary, that we have both of them in April the 4th. That is what we should have done. We should have come together, push them both, so they both come out of the primary. That is what we should have done. But that is not what we did. We turned them into enemies. And the stuff that I see on Facebook is a shame before God. So, on this Think About It Tuesday, I just wanted you guys to hear what I had to say. Y'all know my Think About It Tuesday. I'm just saying what I feel and telling you guys like it is. Hope you still love me. If you block me or unfriend me, I'm okay with that as well. I'd rather you be my friend and allow me to tell the truth. Because if you're trying to be my friend and don't want the truth, then you don't want to be my friend. But we have a mandate before us. We have a mandate before us, and that mandate is to protect our God-given rights for our children, that they can grow up in a country free like we did. Love you too, Stacy. But enough is enough. And I pray that God convicts you. If this is you, if you are one of those that has been doing this, I pray God convict you. I pray God will deal with you in a way where you will ask for forgiveness. I pray that you won't, that you will look in the mirror and say, tell yourself, you know you need to make it right. And you would get up and make it right. But we're not going anywhere if we keep doing the things that we're doing. It's not going to happen. And we need to be honest. It's not. No matter what, it's not going to happen. And we need to come together. Finally, come together. We cannot afford to allow, I'm going to say it again, we cannot afford to allow the Supreme Court to go in the wrong hands. We cannot allow it. We can't even deliver it to them. We have to be on guard. And it's nothing wrong if both of them comes out of the primary. There's nothing wrong with that. We then sit down and have those kind of conversations. And so this is something that we got to do together. It's not going to happen unless we come together. And I just want you guys to know and understand that. But we got to stop this crap. We got to stop it. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. And if we lose the Supreme Court, then I hope you're ready. To God be the glory, Stacy. To God be the glory. So I pray for you guys. I love you guys. I just wanted to come on, do my show, let everybody know we got to stop the mess, stop the madness, come together, love one another, because God is love. And we need to love one another. We need to forgive one another so we all can be healed. Because with all this madness, it ain't going to happen for us. So, I love you guys. Till next week, may God keep you. citizen, kingdom citizen, yeah, yeah, kingdom citizen of Wisconsin.